Most of us were told that breast milk has no vitamin D and we have to give our babies a supplement. Well, that's not exactly right. So in this video, I want to go over a couple of ways you can make sure that your baby gets enough of vitamin D. Hi, my name is Karyna. I'm a full-time mom. I share my motherhood journey here on YouTube. I share my experience, ideas, tips and tricks to try and make motherhood and fatherhood a bit easier on you. So a couple of years ago, when my first daughter Michaela was an infant, I shared my very sad experience with one of the vitamin D drops to help other parents don't make the same mistake. I was given that supplement in a pediatrician's office and my baby had a horrible reaction to it. I will leave that video up here and in the description below for you. Watch it after this video is done. And after that, I started wondering a lot about vitamin D and breast milk and what is the best vitamin D to give my baby. Do they even need vitamin D? So in this video, I just want to share a few things that I've learned along the way about breast milk and supplement babies and moms. So the first thing I want to say is that breast milk has vitamin D when the mom is not deficient. So let's start from the beginning. Vitamin D is vital. It's super important. If the baby is deficient on vitamin D, it's bad news. It can lead to some very serious troubles and problems. The recommendation to give all the babies 400 international units of vitamin D every day as a supplement are for like an average person, and to be more particular, for an average American mom who eats average American diet. So because our lifestyle has changed and as humans we don't spend as much time outside and we don't get enough exposure to the sun, especially in the northern states, because we do put lots of sunscreen. And when we talk about diet, average American diet does not have lots of vitamin D, even though there are fortified foods like milk and even orange juice and like oatmeals and cereals, I think in America are fortified with vitamin D. It's still not enough, and most of the American moms are deficient in vitamin D, meaning they can't extract it in their milk. So there are two different ways you can make sure your baby gets that vitamin D. Well, first, you indeed can give your baby a supplement because most probably you are deficient, but we don't know that, right? So there are ways you could find out, are you deficient or not? There are tests that could be done even at home, and you could ask your physician to order a test for you. But unfortunately, it's not a common thing, and even though vitamin D is very important for not just babies, but for us adults and moms, breastfeeding moms who are given so many minerals and vitamins out to the baby, most of us don't even know our levels. Apparently, this is not a routine thing to check your vitamin D. So because of that, pediatricians usually recommend giving your baby a supplement. Although, if you think about it, mom needs supplement of vitamin D too. So there are two ways to go about it. You can just give your baby a supplement, the recommended dose, or you yourself can take 6,400 international units of vitamin D supplements so that you can produce enough vitamin D in your milk. There was a study that proved that this is the case, but also if you live in a sunny state, as I do, for example, I live in South Carolina, I do try to get outside, although it still does not mean that I get enough of vitamin D because there have to be like a certain angle of the sun touching your skin and stuff like that. And my skin tone is lighter, so that means my skin is able to take more of vitamin D. I don't know if I'm deficient. I would guess that I'm not terribly deficient because of those two things that I just mentioned, but I do try to replenish my body with vitamins. I do take regular prenatal vitamins. I will leave the ones I take down below, but also I try to get my vitamin D from foods, and the best way to get vitamin D is eating fish such as salmon, sardines, which I like. Apparently, it's not a thing in America, but where I'm from, most of the people eat sardines, canned sardines. Well, in America, I see that lots of people like canned tuna. Some of the smaller tunas that are lower in mercury are better, like chunk light or skipjack tunas. They also have lots of vitamin D. Also, salmon can be cooked in different ways if you are not a fan. Also, egg yolks have a ton of vitamin D. So all of those foods, if you eat enough of them, let's say if you eat 2 servings of fish a week, should be enough to have normal levels of vitamin D. Also, if you go outside and if you do have lighter skin tone. But if you're a breastfeeding mom, like I said, if you are not doing a test, are you deficient or not, it's better to stay on the safe side and do give your baby a supplement. Of course, discuss this with your pediatrician before. Don't take my words as an advice. Ask your baby's doctor. But also the other way to go about it is either get tested or yourself. You could just take a supplement of 6,400 IU, international units of vitamin D, and the study says that you should be good to go. Your body will be producing that amount of vitamin D in the milk that your baby needs. And if you're curious how to pick the best vitamin D for your baby, I have a video about it. I share also which particular vitamin D I give to my babies, and both of them had a great reaction, which is no reaction to this product. I will leave that video down below and up here. Check it out after this video is done. I personally apply 1 drop of my vitamin D on my breast when I feed him. It's hard to keep up with it, honestly, especially when you're a mom of 2. So that's why, because sometimes I forget to give it to him daily. I do try to keep my body replenished with vitamin D so that maybe my milk has some as well to make up for those days that I forget. But also when your baby grows, you can continue applying these vitamin D drops on their foods if it's easier and better for you. Just 1 drop until they are like 1 year old. After that, I think the dose can be increased. Also talk to your pediatrician about that. But this is it. Your breast milk can have vitamin D if you are not deficient, but most of us are, so make sure to give your baby a good vitamin D supplement. And don't forget about your own health. We do need to take care of our bodies for ourselves and to make sure we are giving a very good nutrition to our babies. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. Make sure to give it a like if it was. Subscribe to my channel, ring the bell. I post every single Thursday, and I want to wish your babies to stay happy and healthy. And I'll see you next week. Bye.